a couple of characters he kills early on, and you totally see a reason why he would want to kill those characters. But the way he comes upon them is such an incredible. That's like a lightning striking twice coincidence. Where I'm like, wait, you just happened to stop here when they just happened to be.
It was almost like he was trying like, oh wait a minute, hold. These motherfuckers, man. He was almost like he was like, can you believe this shit? All right, Martin, I got to be honest with you. Being that we are reviewing a horror film, we have the perfect sponsor for that. We have a horror sponsor. And I want to let everybody know that this video is sponsored by and approved by AMC Shudder. You ever heard of Shudder before?
Yeah, it's the horror channel, but they also show thrillers as well.
Martin, you said you didn't know nothing about horror. Look at you.
Well, you know.
Oh, look, you've been holding out on me this whole time. Then you know what? You might already know all about this, but if you don't, a man who's getting a horror like yourself, and you should because you know so much, you might appreciate this. Now, we're talking about Halloween. And, you know, Michael Myers, he's caused a lot of mayhem and killed a lot of people.
Yeah, well, you can't mention Halloween without thinking of Michael Myers.
When I think about Michael Myers, he pretty much got a lock on the holiday. You know, I would think that he would just be tired of killing people and want to watch other people do it for a change. And if he went over to Shudder, he would have his choice.
Sure. It's a great place for him to take a year off.
It would be. You know, I'm going to tell Michael Myers right now because you know he's going to be back. But why you taking a break, Mike? You know, why don't you try out Shudder for yourself? You might enjoy it. Shudder might even save a life or two.
Yeah. Or he could learn from the competition.
He could learn. He could, Martin. That is very true. You know, with Shudder, he can stream great thrillers, horror, and suspense for only $4.99 per month or $49.99 per year.
That's a good deal. That's less than Netflix.
Man, that's nothing to him. This man has a lot of money. How many movies he has?
11?
This is nothing for him, man.
It's true. It's chump change.
And it's nothing for you. I mean, it's $4.99. Come on. And they add new stuff all the time, Martin. They're adding stuff in all kind of categories. I mean, the horror category, the thriller category, as you said. They even have original series on there. They even have sci-fi. And if you want to go through the catalog and see what they even have some experimental films. And some of these people, y'all being cheap. Now, someone trying to back out. Oh, well, I don't know if it'll play on this device. It'll play on almost everything you got out there. Martin, name something. A shoe. No, okay. It won't play on that, but name something.
Google Chromecast.
Martin, they got you on that.
Fire Stick.
Martin, they got you on that. The devices included on this are the iPad, the iPhone, Apple TV, Xbox One, Amazon Fire TV, Google Chromecast, like my man said over here, Roku, and Android devices, and I'm sure there's more. Now, Martin, here's what you were asking about, the titles that they have.
Yeah.
Now, I like this because you got a lot of variety on there. For one, you have some popular exclusive series that are happening, like Channel Zero. They even have Wolf Creek, the series. I didn't even know that was a series, and I went on Shudder to see it. You have Todd and the Book of Pure Evil. Martin, you know what? I remember you told me about that movie, Hell House.
Yeah.
Well, they got a sequel to that. Didn't know that, did you?
No, I did not.
Well, on Shudder, they do. They have hard-to-find movies and cult favorites, things that I love, like Creepshow 2, Wolf Cop. Saw that in the bar one day, didn't know where to find It's out there, Martin.
Okay.
It's on Shudder.
All right.
They have movies that I love that become cult zombie films, like Fido. Do you ever see Fido? You remember that one?
Yes, I do remember Fido.
And now I hear some people out there, they're saying, you know, horror is just not my thing. I don't like all the blood, the gore, some of the weird things you're talking. What's this Wolf Cop? I don't want to hear all that. That's too weird for me. You know, I want to get back to the classics, tasteful stuff. Well, they also have things like some of the Hitchcock collection.
Ooh.
If you like Vertigo or The Birds or Rear Window, they have it for you. And when I was talking about science fiction, you can find some classic science fiction films from a long time ago up to today. Things like Gattaca. Do you remember that movie Pi?
Pi, of course, yeah. The first Darren Aronofsky movie.
Yeah, you can find that on there. If horror just happens to be your thing and you're too lazy to get up and change the channel or go to Netflix, you can get it right here.
Just let it play.
Just let it play. And they also have some experimental films. I was talking about the art films. They have Escape from Tomorrow. That's the movie that everybody was talking about where the guy went to Disneyland and shot the movie illegally, and Disney's like, well, hell with that guy. You know, let him have it. But now you can find that on Shudder. And some of the upcoming releases that they have include Satan's Slaves, True Horror, Terrified, The Witch in the Window, and Summer of '84. So there's a lot of variety for you folks out there. Now, some of you are saying, you know what really horrifies me, Corey? Is when I pay for something and then I discover that I don't like it at all. Oh, no! You know what? Calm down. We know that you're going to love Shudder. We're so confident of that we're going to give it to you 30 days for free. That's right. Almost a full month of all the horror, sci-fi, and thrillers that you can take. And to get it, all you have to do is type into the link below the promo code Double Toasted. Now, that's all one word. So type into the link below, promo code Double Toasted, and start your free trial of Shudder today. Martin, you talked about how you weren't a horror fan, you didn't like horror. You see how good it is to be a horror fan today?
Well, you know what? It's cool because they've broadened their horizons, that I can get my thrillers also and a little bit of sci-fi. This will actually work out perfect for me.
It's good to work people in like yourself. It's
Yeah.
a good day to be a horror fan, and it's even better when you have Shudder. Check it out. And again, this video has been approved and sponsored by Shudder, and I want to thank them for it. Thank you very much.
Let's.
Oh, Martin, Killer Mike is back. He is here. He said, "You miss me? Been gone a long time." And we're talking about Michael Myers. Michael Myers said, "Man, look, I had to come back. I know a lot of people say that, why you want to do this, man?
You're done. You're out of the game.
You made some bad movies. We got new slashers on the come up. You know?
Yeah, but he's OG.
Yeah, but he's OG. And he said, listen, you know, I had to come back. I can't go out like no bitch, man. I had to come back and set things straight. Because the last time y'all saw me, one of the biggest things y'all remember, I was getting my ass beat. Michael Myers, getting my ass beat by Busta Rhymes.
Oh, TJ.
Me? Huh? Fucker.
Damn.
He like, nah. Look at that. He like, nah, I ain't going out like no bitch. Nah, kid, ain't going out like that. That's when your boy Michael Myers said, "Man, look, you did me wrong. I know I'm a bad guy, but that's just silly right there." So who would have thought to get this horror franchise back on track, Martin? It would take a silly ass man.
I
Danny McBride.
I know that you love that. It's like, no, not Rob Zombie. We need a real movie director to do this. Danny McBride.
Yeah. No, we need a comedian to get this horror back on track. But it's not just Danny McBride. Danny McBride is actually teaming up. He co-wrote this, but he teamed up with David Gordon Green. Good director. Guy did a lot of movies. Joe, you remember Joe and
Yes.
George Washington. He's done a lot of movies from independent to mainstream. Also did his television show, directed a lot of, I think it was producing
Eastbound and Down?
Eastbound and Down. Did a lot
Okay.
of stuff on his television show, directed some episodes. So this is a man who has a lot of experience. And they said, you know what? You had Danny come up to Dave, and he said, hey, man, you know what? Together, we are such huge fans. And not fans of all the other bullshit
Right.
that followed after the first movie. We are fans of the original. We talking about going back to the OG 1978 Halloween. I love the sound effects.
Oh, you didn't stick that in there? That's actually a real sound effect.
Don't that's him with that Spider-Man shit. Hey, man, you know what? That was the 70s, man, all right? Come on, man. You know, he was high on some shit.
I know.
So let's go ahead and see if that love actually pays off with this new Halloween 2018, which they wiped the slate clean, and this is a sequel. They forgot everything, and this is a sequel to that original that we just saw.
Hello, Michael. I have something you might like to see.
That dog was like, why y'all upsetting this man? Why y'all fucking with this man?
Am I the only one who sees that this is a bad idea?
This dog got the most sense out of anybody else. This dog is like, y'all know this motherfucker's crazy. Why y'all upsetting him? We just got his ass after 40 years, just settled him down.
Do you know that I pray every night that he would escape?
What the hell did you do that for?
So I can kill him.
They did right by the man himself. Mikey, old Mike Myers right there, because You know, they reveal more about Michael Myers, who really is the main character here. You know, the killer, the one that without him you wouldn't have the series. So it's important to get him right. And I think that they did a great job with him because they reveal more about Michael Myers, but they still managed to keep him a mystery. They quickly established that he's human. There's nothing supernatural about him. We're never given like a whole glimpse of his face. We you know, maybe a little bit of a profile.
You can see that he has gray hair.
Yeah, we see. Yeah, exactly. We see that. And speaking of which, I'm gonna throw it to you in a little bit, Martin. But speaking of gray hair, since you bring it up, everybody was making fun of Michael Myers when they said we're gonna do another one and it's gonna take place now. They're like, shit, you that old motherfucker, really? Old Michael Myers, man. Old Michael ain't gonna do shit. Old ass. And then when you see the movie, like, oh shit.
He is still 7 feet tall.
Man,
not much in the way of osteoporosis.
No, they let you know real quick that old shit don't mean shit. When you see Michael, he is huge. Yeah, it's like what have y'all been feeding this man in this insane asylum? You know, because have y'all been lowering a live goat into his cage like the T-Rex? They make it clear that like from afar, because they show you like that scene that you see at the beginning from afar. You see that dude, that journalist walking up to him, and the closer he gets to Michael, the more his head keeps going up. Michael is huge, and you could tell beneath that insane asylum uniform he got on, he's jacked.
Which I don't see how that's possible, because it's not like a prison where there's there's weights he can work out in.
Yeah,
he's just been in an insane asylum, really just chilling. His muscles would have kind of atrophied.
He must got some kind of evil. That is just. I didn't know hate could just make your ass buck up like this. Because that's all he's been feeding off on is just pure evil and hatred for the world. I love how they show that his mindset is very inhuman. That's it explains a lot of things. It explains why doctors are so fascinated with him, because he's a whole other level of crazy that they've seen. These people, they want to study him because he's the most focused motherfucker they've ever seen. Sure. This guy has nothing but death on his mind, nothing but killing. You know, this is a man who he doesn't talk. He's emotionless. He don't need sex. Don't ever jack off. That'll make you mad enough right there.
Maybe that's all he needs. It would have saved a lot of lives.
Yeah, somebody just like gave him some porn or something. Every waking moment you get from this character, you feel like he's just thinking about killing. And the funny thing about it is, like I was going to compare him to a shark, just something that's just exists to just kill. But the shark said, "Well, shit, I got to stop and fuck every now and then. I gotta have sex." That's a shark would be like, "Man, don't call us that. That's a whole other level of crazy." But in the first film, you know, he's more of this soulless killer. I'm sorry, not soulless killer, but he's more of this faceless killer that you see. You know, there's this thing that, you know, he still seems somewhat human, like a serial killer who broke out that night from the insane asylum, and he's just crazy. But what we have here is you have a guy that, like I said, is soulless, man. There is no reasoning with him. If you're in his path, you will probably die. This is one of the funny things in the movie for me. Like he might be crazy, he might be insane, but he's a man that knows what he wants. He gets out of that bus when that bus crashes, and he escapes. But he said, "Look, I might be insane, but I know marketing. I got a brand, you know. I'm gonna kill a few people when I get out, but I got a checklist. I got to get that mechanic's one-piece jumpsuit.
Oh, that's true.
I got to get my mask, and I'm almost complete, but also I
got to get my knife.
I got to get that knife. I got to bust somebody over the head to get he said, this hammer is kind of cool, but no, I need that knife. Yes. Oh, I feel better now. Making him human, showing that he is human, that's the thing that makes him, that still shows that he's vulnerable.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the flaws of the film.
Really?
Yeah, because really, when you get down to it, I'm talking Michael up, man. I'm talking, and you know, I don't mind. Like I said, I like this Michael Myers, but it's not that Michael Myers is that hard to kill. Other people are just that dumb. You know what I mean?
Well, he catches people by surprise. Nobody expects a 7-foot tall man who genuinely does want to kill you.
Yeah. Okay. No, I get it.
So cut off guard.
No, I get it. No, I hear what you're saying. But here's the
Now, as for the police and people, you know.
Yeah, but see, that's Martin. Here's the thing. Here's why I say that him showing that he's human. Here's why it's flawed to me, because the thing about Michael is slow.
That's man. That's the one thing I thought. You know what? You need to pit him against Tom Cruise because because Tom Cruise can do what the main thing he can do is run, and that's the one thing Michael can't do.
Michael don't run. Michael don't give a fuck. Michael will take his time. I guarantee you, if you just run, that'll be the one time you hear Michael Myers talk. You're like, man, fuck it. Fuck him.
That's his kryptonite.
I
start running, and he's like, oh well.
No, Michael Myers. Look, I love that he's
again.
Yeah, you're right. I love that he's methodical, and you're right, Martin. In the right circumstances, you know, he'll scope some shit out and be like, not only that motherfucker dumb, but they're not attentive. You know, I can just they left the door open. They left weapons out in the open for me.
I was like, what neighborhood is this where nobody's locking their doors?
Yeah, and he just strolling, Martin.
Yeah.
Michael Myers is slow, but they make sure they find people that are dumb or clumsy. People will slip and fall. People do that thing of, I must investigate. You know, when you know some dangerous shit is out there, they let people know that the killer is loose. Hide, go inside. No, I must see what's happening.
Yeah, people. Yeah, they're dumb. They're not attentive. They don't run because they don't have any natural sense of self-protection. They're drunk.
They're drunk,
or they're nosy. Yeah, they're looking to investigate shit.
Oh, they are. They got a whole field behind them. They choose to run into the tightest corner. Mike Myers, half the time he's just slow because he's just kind of like, I ain't got to put no work into this.
I don't even believe what I'm looking at. Okay.
Yeah, he's like, really?
I mean, I guess I got to do the work of Darwin because you're really not smart enough to live.
You got a whole big ass backyard to run, and you're gonna try to climb the gate that your shit is gonna get snagged on. Really? He's like, God damn, all right, I'm doing you a favor. Oh God. They had I'm gonna tell you, they had one shot in this movie, one good shot to blow his head clean off. And they took it and it's like, oh, the shoulder.
Yeah, I know.
I was like,
well, and plus with that, I was like, okay, they blowing it off like, oh, she missed the head, got his shoulder. That is not some punk ass wound right there.
No, we just told you this is a man who like that's a mosquito bite for him. You know, that bullet.
But I mean, even as big as he is, the way he got hit there, I'm like, that's some damage.
No, you're right. See, I think
because he's human.
I think they set up though, like, okay, he's no ordinary man. He doesn't feel pain like everybody else, so I'll let it slide that he can take a bullet to the shoulder. But the head is kill the head, kill the man. And Michael Myers, he might not be no mere man, but he's a man.
Yeah.
And they had another shot where they had him, a fish in a barrel.
Yeah.
They could have taken they could have made sure that he was dead, but like, no, we need a sequel. No, don't. We need a franchise. Put the gun down.
Yeah, I was thinking fish in a barrel right there.
But the biggest thing is that Michael does not run. Michael don't even try to attempt to jog. Michael takes his time so much. Like Michael's so slow that he turns corners like RoboCop or a tank. You know, it's like the man is that slow where he can't even turn a corner efficiently.
Well, you know, he is old.
But you should be able to outrun him.
Well, was he always slow in these movies?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's the cool thing about Michael. Michael ain't never took his time.
Yeah.
That's why Michael Myers never killed any black people in this movie, because they're like, these scary motherfuckers, I can't even catch them. I know how they are. I ain't even trying.
Yeah, it is like the one black person in here who's like,
fuck you.
And he's like, damn.
You ain't catching us. I'm running. I'm gonna run. And if something like this one person in the backyard, and I know the gate was locked, but I'm gonna keep dodging and weaving around that motherfucker. Somebody like, help! Help!
Michael, quit playing. Go somewhere.
Shit. The police will be there. They'll be one at a time. I'll be glad to see them. And watch my ass still get shot.
They would shoot both of y'all.
I know that there's a lot of love here from these guys. And you can feel it. Who would have known that Danny McBride and David Gordon Green were such big fans of this? And good for them, man. You see the love in here, and it's cool to see. They still can't avoid the cliches of a slasher flick that we've actually made fun of for years.
Sure.
You know, these are things that are made fun of.
I mean, ever since Scream, been making fun of them.
That's a great point, man. That's a great point. I mean, they do it in children's shows now. You know, kids' cartoons it's such a cliche to do. It's something that they still fall into the trap of here. I think. Do you see this?
Yo, no, I see it, and I don't know if it's. I just the way these guys love the property and are so laser focused on making a proper sequel to the first one. It seems as if they, in honoring it, honored the tropes as well. Mm-hmm. And that just came along with it.
The movie does, not only does the movie not stop to do fan service, but it feels like it's part of the story. Some of they've taken a cue from some of the direction from the first movie. Mm-hmm. And took it and didn't try to totally recreate all that. What they did was they took certain things and knew what made the suspense work in the first one.
Yeah.
And they tried to take that style and apply it to here. That scene that we showed with the knife, they do some great setups for some kills here. Even though I feel bad for the victims, but it even makes you feel more sad for the victims right here. Because like I said, Mike would just stroll right in. And this person don't know anything.
Yeah.
And they're just so oblivious, but we see every step that he's taking to get in there. And they do it so great. They play with the light. Like Mike might be out of view, but you see his shadow creeping up in there.
Sure, yeah. The camera stays at the big window. You see him go off screen. The woman's in there. You know something's coming. And then you see him in the background coming through the door.
Yeah.
Come in, and you just want to scream, "Lady, get out of there!"
Yeah, there's nothing you can do. There's some great get the fuck out of there moments. They kept the out of their love for the first movie. They kept it right down to being authentic with the music.
Yeah.
They brought in John Carpenter, the director and writer of the original, to do the music. Who did the direction for the?
You guys want me to direct a new one? Oh. Well, if you could just do the music, that'd be great.
No, but you still got that keyboard? You serious? Yeah, man. I'll do it. Nah, man.
Can I at least play it?
And he was happy too, maybe because it's definitely 80s synth music, but it's not like this is something where they're trying to recreate the music from that time. They bring it because they want to keep the tone of the film.
Sure.
And again, with the direction that, like I was saying, where they took cues from the direction to keep the suspense, the music is there to also, that's why it works. It's 80s synth, but it was up to date a little bit because it keeps the suspense going.
I see a little silhouette of a man.
Baba Roosh, Baba Roosh. Yeah, I like the way Mike Myers like, are they playing Queen? I'll be right in there.
I often, just as a blanket statement, I'll say like, I don't like horror movies, but it's really not true. Because there's some horror movies I really do like a lot, but just the majority of horror movies I find are cheap. They don't spend much on the script or the acting or the effects. It's all about just the gore. Watching this, even right off the bat, I was like, now this is a real movie. As horror movies go, it's the first horror movie I've seen that felt like a real movie since Get Out. And I was like, yeah, I get tired of seeing all that cheap shit we have to see at midnight. And I like stuff like this where they actually worked on it. And I enjoyed all of the characters to different degrees. Just even coming in to develop it enough to take that tone with the Laurie Strode character to say, hey, 40 years later, you guys always think, oh, they survived and they went on to have a happy life. Like, no, man, she had post-traumatic syndrome and she's fucked up for that point forward. But does she have a point?
That's what got me in the movie too, the drama, because the drama, while they're doing the horror very well. Laurie Strode, who's played by
Jamie Lee Curtis.
I keep forgetting that name. Jamie Lee Curtis. She's, the drama is compelling because it works best exploring her trauma because that's captured in so many places at once. This is a horror movie that plays well to the Me Too movement. Mm-hmm. There's somebody that's a survivor, who was a victim of assault years ago. And they stayed with her, but they don't. It's not anything they lay on too thick. It's also something that deals with PTSD. It deals with the depression.
Yeah.
Even some people they like to make the argument that Laurie Strode's character right now, she's mentally ill. While it takes all those things right there, a lot of people are going to talk about the Me Too movement. It also kind of talks about how the mentally ill they are treated and shunned by people that they know and are supposed to love.
Yeah.
At what point does it get to be such an inconvenience in your family? Or it could be argued they are possibly a danger to your family as far as bringing in a lot of things that can ruin your life right now. At what point is it to where you have to shun them, or it's just an inconvenience for them to get out of your life? This is her talking to her granddaughter right here, Laurie Strode, and the granddaughter who was on her side is the one that's really getting impatient with her at this point.
All this hiding, all this preparation, it was for nothing. I mean, it took priority over your family. Say goodbye to Michael and get over it.
Michael said, "Let me talk to her real quick."
Yeah, exactly.
I got some therapy for her.
Yeah, that made me mad with that whole get over it.
Yeah,
like, man, you don't just say that to somebody. You don't know.
And that's Andy Matichak that plays her. And what I like about it is that we see it through Laurie Strode's eyes because it's from her history. We had that history where we know what she went through, but you also kind of understand the family because there's a moment where it's sad because the family really did. They tried to help her at one time. You get the feeling, and this woman just cannot. She tried to come and be normal for a moment, and just couldn't do it.
No, I thought it was a fantastic scene. It's funny. It's a restaurant scene. When I contrast it to the restaurant scene in Venom, I go, all right, this is how you do this, because up to that point, it's almost played to where we're like, man, we know what Laurie's been through, and Judy Greer, who's her daughter, you're being annoying, you're treating your mom wrong, you don't know. But then when you see them interact together, it's like, yeah, I see where both of y'all are coming from.
Yeah, it's hard, man, and the drama in this is done very well. I'm gonna even say that the humor works well in this. There's some jokes in here for small comic relief. But
I wonder about the timing of some of them.
Some of them were,
because one was right in the middle of a killing, and I was like, I'm not sure how I feel about this.
Same here. Some of them were not. You could tell that that's the comic and Danny McBride coming out, and probably even David Gordon Green. I mean, it just feels like sometimes it's placed in too hard to where it doesn't fit. But some of the humor in here, it works because it makes points like why the slasher genre probably wouldn't work today. Mm-hmm. They make a joke about that through one character, and it's not anything real big or made no big statement. But also there's some great reactions in here. I'm not gonna say what character it is, but there's one character. This character's not like, oh my God, or screaming. It's just kind of like, fuck this. And they even passed by another character like, man, you better get the fuck out of here. We're about to die. And I laughed my ass off so bad at this, man. I was like, now that's a natural reaction, man. Especially considering that these guys are huge fans. This is some things to me that I'm like, I don't get this. That seems like a big plot hole or something that just doesn't, it's illogical. Why would you let that stay? Now, if I'm wrong, maybe I didn't catch a detail, but
yeah, I got 2 or 3 major things that derails this a bit for me.
Well, for maybe this is one. Somewhere in that insane asylum, they got a driving school because Michael Myers.
I wasn't thinking about that.
Michael Myers has his permit because there are parts in the movie where Michael Michael went to the insane asylum when he was 10. He ain't said a word. He had just been sitting there, and 40 years later, he somehow knows how to drive several cars.
Huh.
He even got, and even in one car, I didn't understand. I'm not going to say too much, but even in one car, he got kind of a driving buddy. And I'm like, okay, this kind of goes against your whole philosophy that whatever, if you have one, whatever, or your code you go by, your condition, your mental condition, it goes against whatever is happening right there. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What is one of yours, man?
So I don't like the Rob Zombie tact of let me explain everything that that happened before and how he got there. That said, I do feel like it was lacking an explanation as to why things were happening, especially Michael's motivation. Because I guess before it was he's killing memories of his family, but now they reveal right off the bat, you saw in the trailer, that Laurie's not his sister.
Yeah, which they tried to do in the second one. They said, nah, that's bullshit.
Okay, so he's not going after his family, but then they call him the babysitter murders. So he kills a babysitter. So I was like, but he's not only killing babysitters. He's just evil. But then there's all these little kids he could be killing that he goes out of his way to not kill. So I was like, I'm not quite understanding. Like the people he kills, I'm like, I don't know why they were singled out.
And you know what?
Because when you have an explanation, like you know the motivation, that even builds the suspense in you because you're like, oh shit, he's coming one of his triggers. But it was just like, it just seems random.
This could be a cop out, but it goes back to what I said before. Just goes back to we don't understand why he singles certain people out or why he does certain things. I think the movie did a good job at anybody who got too close to his target he took out. I didn't understand why. Okay, this guy who just does things, with raw emotion. Why did he stop to on certain bodies decorate them with Halloween stuff?
Yeah.
I didn't like he took time to do some Hobby Lobby shit with this. Take the holes out of the sheet.
Yeah, almost like a joke. That's leaning towards Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah. I was like that doesn't stay too much in character with me. I know he did his killing on Halloween. He loves Halloween. That's his thing. But the mental state he's in today that I was like, nah, I don't see you being able to do that.
Right.
Yeah. That's just me, man.
There's a couple of characters he kills early on, and you totally see a reason why he would want to kill those characters. But the way he comes upon them is such an incredible. That's like a lightning striking twice coincidence. Where I'm like, wait, you just happened to stop here when they just happened to be.
It was almost like he was trying oh wait a minute, hold. These motherfuckers, man. He was almost like he was like, can you believe this shit? Hold on, I'll be back.
Yeah, it's like Bruce Willis running into Marcellus Wallace.
Yes!
Pulp Fiction.
I think it's a well-made film.
It is.
I think it's for the most part, I think it's a well-made film. I do think that a lot of people are describing this as fun, and I'm not as horrified by this as I think I might be. The internet age has really brought true life horror closer to home.
Yeah.
I see, we see people being murdered by police. We see mass shootings all the time now. To describe this as fun, look, I'm not saying you can't have fun with it. It's definitely fun in some parts, and I'm not being a stickler. This is all just me, and believe me, I'm not complaining at all. I'm just saying that just seeing certain innocent people die, not the dumb ones, No,
it's just somebody who's just at their house minding their own business.
Yeah, it just didn't. It didn't sit with me too well. I'm not the same horror fan that I was before because death is a lot more real today and it's ugly.
It's funny because I had that same feeling where I was like, man, that's really effective on a way that makes me feel a little queasy with some of those deaths that were gruesome and, like I said, without any real explanation to them. To people who, you say they're dumb. They didn't even have a chance to be dumb.
Exactly.
But then it switches to the deaths where, he's dressing them up like Halloween characters or impaling them in a wall with their jaws sticking out in such a way that's it's not quite comical, but you can't take it too seriously. It's almost as if they started saying we're gonna go hard, and then came back later and said I feel like that's not the way to go.
Yeah,
with this.
it's almost suffered from a direction that's done too good on some of these deaths. But believe me, like I said, I didn't say I was not a horror fan. I like a good kill, like anybody else. And they had a couple there. I was like, all right, I hope y'all ain't trying to be like such good filmmakers that you can't give me some good gore. And I got some. I recommend, like I said, I recommend this for the fans. If anybody else outside of the strong fan base is going to see this, some of the things that I saw might stick out to you. That's why I'm giving this a really high matinee. I like this a lot. I'm just I'm giving that based on, like I said, some of the big things that stood out in the writing, some of the glaring things that stood out for people who are supposed to really love this and probably catch that.
Sure. No, I thought we might differ a little bit, but I think we're right
Oh, really?
right in sync with each
Okay.
other on this. I do think that if you're somebody who likes going to movies late at night because you want to be scared, this one is actually worthy of your time.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that does keep me from going to that full price and pulls it to a high matinee is the ending. It ends very abruptly, and it kind of cuts off, and you almost feel the audience go like, "What? Wait, what?"
Yeah.
And with that wrap up, I felt, because everything that wasn't explained that was bugging me, I was like, yeah, but at the end they have a chance to tell me or to make this all make sense retroactively, and they don't. They just cut it. And it's like, well, shit.
Jamie Lee Curtis is amazing in this.
She is.
She's really good in this. They direct a lot of these actors very well and captures the spirit of Halloween very well. I know we always say that, but it's a good Halloween movie, man, and it sets a really spooky atmosphere in a lot of places. Not only with just like the Halloween themed stuff, but they got one scene where Laurie Strode is in her shooting range at night. And they got all those mannequins she been shooting and everything. Even those were kind of scary.
Right.
I thought they were going to come to life and just help Michael Myers. So it's a lot of good stuff, man.
There's a lot of good stuff here.
Yeah. Believe me, we're not telling you not to go see it for matinee. A lot of you go see it for full price.
Yeah, if
we're
you're
grading,
a fan,
yeah.
it's a full price.
Yeah, we're grading this just based on filmmaking, and story. I ain't gonna keep half these people from putting on a William Shatner mask and a jumpsuit trying to kill us. Carlos been wanting to pick up a knife and stab the shit out of us for the past 15 minutes.